This is the story of a boy named Cho-in, who is seen being fed by his mom. It becomes apparent that Choi has a prosthetic leg and always has a blindfold over his eyes. His mom, while feeding him, repeatedly tells him never to remove the blindfold from his eyes, no matter what happens. During this conversation, Choi's dad comes home, visibly angry at the two of them because they had been out of the house that day. Choi's dad suspects that they tried to escape and, in his rage, starts beating Choi's mom. Unable to tolerate it anymore, Choi removes the blindfold from his eyes to protect his mom, despite her desperate pleas not to do so. Suddenly, something inexplicable happens. Choi's dad stops in his tracks, leaves the house, walks into the middle of the road, twists his neck, and kills himself. Witnessing this, Choi's mom is driven to the edge of madness. She hugs Choi lovingly, but her hands slowly move to his neck as she begins to strangle him. To save himself, Choi looks into his mom's eyes, and the scene cuts abruptly. In the next scene, we see Choi and his mom by a riverbank. As soon as they arrive, Choi's mom regains her senses, starts crying, and begs her son for her life. Here, it is revealed that Choi possesses a unique power, the ability to control people just by looking at them and make them do whatever he wants. This is why his mom had always insisted he never remove the blindfold. Years pass, and Choi has grown up. His powers have significantly intensified. He lives a life of isolation to hide his abilities from others. Using his powers, Choi easily manipulates people, steals money, and fulfills his needs. He doesn't have a home but lives in luxury by hypnotizing the staff at a high-end hotel called Malishan Hotel. The scene cuts to introduce a new character, Kyu-nam, who works at a recycling plant. Kyu-nam has two close friends and enjoys his life with them. One day, while his friends drop him home after a fun outing, Kyu-nam is distracted during a conversation and gets hit by a passing truck. Despite the severe accident, Kyu-nam survives miraculously but is injured. However, the doctors are not too concerned, as he begins to recover at an unprecedented rate. This is a first in their medical history. Within a few days, Kyu-nam fully recovers and returns to work, only to find out he has lost his job. Disheartened but determined, he starts searching for a new one and eventually gets hired at a small store as a security guard. The shop owner tells him that thefts frequently occur at the store, but the CCTV cameras never capture the thief. Kyu-nam's job is to prevent these thefts. One day, Kyu-nam meets a girl named Young, the shop owner's daughter. They develop a good understanding and start to bond. Days pass, and Kyu-nam seems content with his life. However, one day, his friends visit him at the shop, and while they are catching up, Choi suddenly appears. As soon as Choi arrives, he hypnotizes everyone in the shop. With his powers now stronger than ever, he commands the shop owner to open the locker and hand over the money. Kyu-nam realizes he cannot move his body and struggles to regain control over himself. With immense effort, he breaks free from Choi's control, shocking Choi as it's the first time someone has resisted his power. Realizing his theft could be exposed, Choi hypnotizes Kyu-nam's friends and orders them to hold Kyu-nam down. He then commands Young to pick up a knife and stab Kyu-nam in the stomach. Due to his extraordinary healing ability, Kyu-nam survives the stabbing. He attempts to catch Choi but is electrocuted by the shop owner under Choi's command, allowing Choi to escape. In the next scene, we see Kyu-nam in a hospital. Thanks to his superpowers, he has survived, but the shop owner did. Meanwhile, Choi is deeply troubled by the fact that someone resisted his powers. He is also guilt-ridden because his actions caused someone's death, a murder he must now cover up. That night, Choi sneaks into the shop to steal the CCTV footage. However, Kyu-nam and his friends had anticipated this and were already there to retrieve the footage. Choi doesn't come alone. He brings a group of hypnotized individuals to attack Kyu-nam and his friends. Fearing for their lives, Kyu-nam's friends flee, but Kyu-nam stays behind, determined to expose Choi. Using his powers, Choi locates Kyu-nam and attacks him to seize the footage. However, Kyu-nam escapes to his van with the footage. As Kyu-nam drives away, he notices Choi is now alone. Choi doesn't attack or fight back, leading Kyu-nam to realize that Choi can only act through others. Taking advantage of this, Kyu-nam decides to capture Choi and begins following him. Choi deliberately stops in a desolate area, forcing Kyu-nam to stop his van as well. The moment Kyu-nam steps out of the van, he is ambushed by a group of people under Choi's control. Choi had already seen the group from afar and manipulated them to attack Kyu-nam. Before they could kill him, Kyu-nam uses his electric gun to shock Choi directly. The attack distracts Choi, freeing the people from his control. With the people no longer under his influence, Kyu-nam takes the opportunity to cover Choi's face with a cloth, ensuring he cannot use his powers to hypnotize anyone else. And then he took him to the police station, where he told the officers the whole story, how Choi used his superpower to control people, commit thefts, and how he had even committed a murder. It was such a strange story that the police had never heard anything like it before. They thought Kyu-nam might be crazy or perhaps intoxicated. However, Kyu-nam pleaded with them to believe him. One officer was about to remove Choi's mask when Kyu-nam screamed from behind, "No, don't take off his mask." But the officers didn't listen to him and removed the mask anyway. As soon as they did, Choi immediately brought them all under his control. Using his power, Choi made the officers attack Kyu-nam's sister, but somehow, she managed to escape, and Kyu-nam fled the police station. Choi now felt threatened by Kyu-nam and decided to kill him. He began pursuing Kyu-nam, who had reached a railway station. At the station, Choi took control of all the people standing there, yet he still couldn't spot Kyu-nam. To lure him out, Choi commanded a woman to throw her child in front of an approaching train. He knew Kyu-nam would emerge to save the child, and he was right. Kyu-nam stepped in, saved the child, but sustained severe injuries in the process. Choi believed that Kyu-nam was now as good as dead, unaware of Kyu-nam's superpower of rapid healing. After this incident, Choi released everyone from his control and quietly left. He returned to his luxurious hotel, only to find many police officers conducting an investigation in his room. As soon as he entered, he used his powers to control them and made them leave. The scene shifted to Kyu-nam, who had fully recovered and was now sitting in his friend's garage. He told his friend the entire incident, how Choi had endangered a child's life just to catch him and how ruthless Choi was. His friend believed him and decided to help him take down Choi. Meanwhile, the police also started suspecting Choi and went to his mother's house for an investigation. However, Choi learned about this beforehand and reached there in time. He killed all the officers and, now paranoid, even began seeing his own mother as a threat. He thought of killing her but stopped when he saw tears in her eyes. Before leaving, he left some money for his mother, which he had stolen earlier. In the meantime, Kyu-nam's friend designed a van with special flashing lights at the back that could temporarily blind Choi and disrupt his powers, allowing them to capture him. Armed with this plan, Kyu-nam and his friends set out to find Choi. However, before they could locate him, Kyu-nam fell asleep in the van. He woke up to a violent jolt and saw one of his friends attacking the other who was driving. Kyu-nam immediately realized that Choi was controlling them and watching from afar. To find Choi, Kyu-nam stepped out of the vehicle and spotted him entering a building. Kyu-nam followed and discovered that Choi had controlled a large number of people inside. Using their voices, Choi began speaking to Kyu-nam, saying, "Ever since you arrived, everything has gone wrong. I used to steal quietly without putting anyone's life at risk, but now, because of you, I've had to commit murders. You are responsible for all this chaos." After saying this, Choi began throwing people off the roof one by one. Kyu-nam couldn't do anything to save them and was forced to leave the building. Choi followed him outside, where Kyu-nam's friends attacked Choi with their special weapon. However, Choi managed to control one of the friends and stop the attack. Kyu-nam desperately searched for his friends, but they were nowhere to be found. Finally, he returned to his shop and was horrified to find both his friends hanging from nooses. He knew this was Choi's doing. Before Kyu-nam could act, Choi trapped him and hanged him as well, leaving him to die before walking away. Somehow, Kyu-nam spotted a knife nearby, used it to cut the rope, and saved himself. Unfortunately, he couldn't save his friends, and this filled him with immense grief. Determined to stop Choi from causing more harm, he went after him. Kyu-nam saw Choi getting into Young's car and knew her life was now in danger. He began chasing them. Choi, controlling several drivers on the road, caused them to brake simultaneously, leading to a massive accident. Kyu-nam, however, managed to avoid it by activating a special button in his car, which turned it into a rocket and sped it out of harm's way. The scene shifted to Choi taking Young to a tall building. He planned to throw her off the building to eliminate any witnesses to her father's murder case. Kyu-nam arrived just in time and attacked Choi. He was about to kill Choi when he saw Young standing dangerously close to the edge. As he moved to save her, Choi shot him. Enraged, Choi began beating Kyu-nam, but the latter taunted him by speaking ill of his father, diverting Choi's attention. This gave Young enough time to break free from Choi's control and climb down to safety. Taking advantage of Choi's distraction, Kyu-nam grabbed him and jumped off the building. The fall killed Choi, but Inko-ban survived thanks to his rapid healing superpower. In the final scene, some time had passed. Inko-ban, now paralyzed, was sitting at a railway station where he met Young, who had become an air hostess. During their conversation, they noticed a child wandering dangerously close to the train tracks. The child fell, and everyone closed their eyes in fear. When they opened them, they saw that Inko-ban had saved the child's life. Seeing this, Young smiled, and the story ended there.